What's up, you beautiful bastards? Hope you're having a fantastic Monday. Welcome back to the Philip DeFranco Show, and let's just jump into it. And the first thing we're going to talk about today, by far one of the most requested stories from over the weekend, and that is the massive announcement from YouTube regarding YouTube changes. Changes that seem very much inspired from the recent Logan Paul controversies. If you've watched the show, you know the backstory of Logan Paul's suicide exploitation scandal. That was then followed by Logan doing pretty much everything we predicted that he would do beforehand for his redemption tour. Donating money, fluff piece interview, putting out a video where there was sympathetic music with a sympathetic figure. Also him using his punishment of being removed from the Google Preferred ad program as a way to further push his merchandise. So there was that, but of course what I did not predict was that he would immediately just throw himself back into past behavior. In his first video back, bragging that he gained 1 million subscribers during a 3-week break, making jokes about swallowing Tide Pods on Twitter, even though he then deleted it. Then putting out a video where he was messing with dead animals, one a fish, the other rats that he tasered. That made him the recipient of a lot of outrage, including outrage from PETA, which I will say from the beginning, I often find PETA to be a kind of ridiculous, hypocritical organization at many times. But they helped blow the story up, they got a lot of traction, and then YouTube responded. The official YouTube creator's Twitter tweeting, "In response to Logan Paul's recent pattern of behavior, we've temporarily suspended ads on his channel." And that was soon followed by a YouTube blog post that outlined what they called additional steps. Writing, "Today we're outlining additional steps we may take beyond our current strike systems when channels upload videos that result in widespread harm to our community of creators, viewers, and advertisers." Also, they don't mention Logan Paul by name in the blog post, but you'll see, it's about him. 1. Premium monetization programs, promotion, and content development partnerships. We may remove a channel from Google Preferred and also suspend, cancel, or remove a creator's YouTube original. Where we last left off there with Logan, his original was suspended despite headlines saying that it was canceled. I haven't heard super recent talks, but inside of the community, just a week ago, there were people saying that it was barely suspended. But then 2, monetization and creator support privileges. We may suspend a channel's ability to serve ads, ability to earn revenue, and potentially remove a channel from the YouTube Partner Program, including creator support and access to our YouTube Spaces. And 3, and this is probably one of the most important ones regarding people like Logan Paul, video recommendations. We may remove a channel's eligibility to be recommended on YouTube, such as appearing on our homepage, trending tab, or watch next. Now, the reason this would be huge is people like Logan Paul have actually grown because of controversy. Thanks to the YouTube algorithm seemingly promoting videos that are shared a lot off-site, which is happening because a lot of news websites are covering Logan Paul, they're embedding his video. That's why we've seen Logan Paul trending #1 on YouTube during controversy, when people are angry at him, why he's popping up in recommended, why he's popping up in watch next. This also appears not to be a step they've taken against Logan Paul, because after this was announced, Logan Paul did not release a new video, instead just posted an update on YouTube. And once again, even people who were not subscribed to Logan Paul got this update on their home feed. So it appears they realize that the algorithm really is promoting people that are in the center of controversy, but they didn't take this extra step. And my response to most of this is positive, with an asterisk on it. And the main reason for that asterisk is if YouTube continues being transparent about their moves. YouTube either needs to make public announcements like they did with Logan, and I do believe that them enacting things like this should be outlier situations like a Logan Paul situation, and or 2, there needs to be an email or something that's in our dashboard that lets us know that we're being affected in this way if YouTube makes a decision like this. And the reason for that is YouTube creators have unfortunately been trained by YouTube to not be trusting of YouTube. Some creators, based on what they say, the content they put out, feel like they are playing by a different set of rules with YouTube. And while I think most people agree that people like Logan Paul need to be kept in check because they do a lot of harm to everyone that is not them, we also have to make sure that in the opening of this door, other creators are not hurt, which other creators are still hurting from previous changes where YouTube is, updating the algorithm. The algorithm is learning. But meanwhile, tons of small creators' livelihoods are held in the balance while YouTube figures it out. But that said, that is where we are right now regarding the situation. We'll see if there are more updates, if there are any more stories that blow up. Obviously, I know a lot of you get excited when we cover stories like this. I hate it because all it does is make our community look ridiculous. But all of that said, I do want to pass the question off to you. What is your takeaway from this situation? Are you happy with this move from YouTube? Do you think that they're going to somehow mess it up? I'd love to know your general thoughts. Also connected to this, I know a lot of people want me to talk about the Casey Neistat interview of the CBO of YouTube, Robert Kyncl. I do have feelings on it. I do have responses on it. What I would like to say to Robert and anyone else at YouTube, if you would be willing to have someone like me interview you, I would be more than happy. It's something I said to Casey before he did this interview. It's all about the follow-ups. When you have an executive, whether it be YouTube, anywhere else, they know the top-level talking points. And ultimately, if you boil down YouTube's top-level talking points, it's, we take this matter seriously, we are working on it, but then you have to follow up. How are you doing it? Have you done it in the past? What did you learn? What hurdles do you have? What kind of timeline are you looking? Give us any specific about what you're doing or specific situations we've seen on site. That's where you're getting real answers. That's how you really kick the tires. And understand, I'm not trying to discount what Casey Neistat did here. Just YouTube even opening the door in this manner is fantastic. But to Robert or anyone else that's high level at YouTube, Casey Neistat has also tweeted the same point. Do an interview with me. I'll put the pressure on you, but I think that at the end of the day, we'll both learn from each other and hopefully the audience will walk away feeling like there's some answers. But from that, I want to share some stuff I love today, and today in Awesome brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace, of course, a fantastic place whether you need a domain, a professional website, an online store, whatever. Use their intuitive and easy to use all-in-one platform. You've got nothing to patch, upgrade, or install ever. So if you want to check it out like many from the nation already have, start your free trial, go to squarespace.com/Phil, and if you really like it, use offer code Phil for 10% off your first purchase. And the first bit of awesome we got today was a trailer for a movie on Netflix called The Ritual. The movie's out right now. If you've watched the vlog, editor Jason was the one that recommended this. He so far has a 100% track record for recommending scary or weird movies, so I'm excited. So if you're in the mood, watch it. Let me know what you think. I'm excited to watch it. Then on the lighter end of awesome, we had Kevin Hart interviewing LeVar Ball, and it is amazing. LeVar Ball is one of the only people on the planet that by comparison, Kevin Hart's personality seems timid. Then we had the channel Look Mum No Computer put out a video called The Furby Organ, a musical instrument made from Furbies, and it is as amazing, or for you maybe horrifying, as it sounds. Then we had the channel So I Had This Idea make their very own boring flamethrower, which I don't actually, ooh, should I share this video? I'm second guessing this move. And then if you need a little cute awesome, we got a new video from Lucas the Spider. It's called Musical Spider, and it's hard to watch any of these videos and not smile. It's just, I don't think it's possible. And if you want to see the full versions of everything I just shared, the secret link of the day, anything at all, links as always are in the description down below. And then let's talk about our douchebag of the day, which I will even say from the beginning, calling this person a douchebag seems like the most underwhelming comment I could make in this story. This is a monster. This is a story about Brian Roberto Valera. And so the way the story goes, you have 18-year-old Alyssa May Noceda. She goes to a party on Saturday, February 3rd. It's at a mobile home park in Washington, and it's there she meets Brian. According to Brian, Alyssa had just broken up with her boyfriend, and she went out partying and wanted to hang out with him. When Alyssa was there, she reportedly snorted a line of crushed Percocet pills, and then Brian gave her a dab of liquid THC. And reportedly within a minute, she collapsed and was unconscious. Now, instead of getting help for her, Varela allegedly raped her. He also took several photos of her partially naked, unconscious, and blue-lipped on his bed and texted those pictures to friends in a group chat. The text allegedly read, "LOL, I think she OD'd, still breathing. I'm smashing her to pass the time." Then the next morning, Varela showed his roommate the dead body on his bed and told him what happened. His roommate said he told him to call the police, but instead Varela just went to work a double shift at Dairy Queen. Then while at Dairy Queen, Varela reportedly bragged to a coworker about what happened, saying she died having sex with me. He also reportedly said that he considered taking her to a hospital, but he didn't because he was, quote, too tired and just went to sleep. He then went on to describe how he broke the victim's legs to stuff the body in a plastic crate and talked about a plan to bury her. That coworker then later saw a Facebook post from the victim's mother looking for her missing daughter. Once they saw that, they went to notify the police early Tuesday, February 6th. Deputies then arrived at Varela's mobile home 2 hours later. They arrested him. They very quickly located the victim's body in a plastic crate. When confronted by authorities, Varela admitted that Alyssa seemed, quote, out of it during sex. After she died, he said that he washed her body to try to remove his DNA from her. He claimed that he went online to research how to get rid of a dead body. Also saying that after reading the Facebook post from Alyssa's mother, he used her thumb to unlock her phone and update her Snapchat. He tried to make a post to make it look like she had run away. Afterward, he threw the phone into a construction zone behind the Dairy Queen. Detectives have now found the phone. They're searching through it. Varela has been charged with manslaughter, homicide by controlled substance, and second-degree rape. Brian is now in jail. Bail has been set at $500,000, and oh my God, this is a horrifying story. I mean, I know the word sociopath gets thrown around for anyone these days, but this seems like a sociopath. Also, while I'm glad the coworker went to police, what about everyone else in this story? The friends that he texted and sent pictures, his roommate that saw a dead body. I mean, it's easy to look at Varela and go, oh my God, this is a monster. Throw this person in the garbage. But what about everyone else that enabled or just sat there and let it happen? They didn't report it to the police. They didn't do the right thing. 2.5, 3 days passed. I mean, you can say what you want about backing your friends, but if your friend is raping a girl that's dying and then bragging about it, I think you choose not to be a garbage person and protect this monster. You do the right thing. Then, very briefly, I want to mention something that surprised me from the current Winter Olympics. North Korea, Kim Jong-un's sister, the North Korean cheerleaders, they've received a lot of positive press coverage. It's not even just the media. People on Twitter praising Kim Jong-un's sister for throwing shade at Mike Pence. Oh my God, look at her resting bitch face went around Mike Pence. Hashtag same. No, are you people insane? I don't care what you think about Mike Pence. None of that should ever lead to you being like, yay, North Korea. This is all a charade. This is all propaganda. Don't let any of this fool you. This is still North Korea. This is the least free country in the world. It's ruled by a regime that starves their citizens. They publicly execute their citizens. They enslave their citizens. They run gulags. There are stories that make the news of a woman who was made to drown her own baby. When I see the positive press coverage about the North Korean cheerleaders, all I see there are human hostages that have been trained to be propaganda. I'm sure you'd sing and dance in unison too if the government was like, we're gonna put your family in a camp if you don't play ball. When I look at Kim Jong-un's sister, Kim Yo-jong, I don't see someone, just having some sass. I see the head of North Korea's propaganda and agitation department. And understand, I'm not saying this as if America does not have its own set of problems, but just read any story from any defector from North Korea and you will understand. That's why I'm horrified and angered anytime any media outlet, any YouTuber does something that normalizes the monsters that run that country. And then let's talk about the massive scandal and outrage against Oxfam. Oxfam, if you don't know, is an international confederation of charitable organizations. They say their goal is to empower people, free people from poverty. You see them also respond to emergency situations like after the Haiti earthquakes. And actually a big part of the scandal is connected to the response to the Haiti earthquake. There's an investigation that uncovered evidence that there was a cover-up by Oxfam when they discovered that their workers were using prostitutes in Haiti after the 2010 earthquake. And after an internal investigation into the reports of misconduct, 3 men were allowed to resign, 4 were fired for gross misconduct. The Times report that said one of the men that was allowed to resign was Haiti's country director, Roland Van Houwermeren. He admitted to using prostitutes in the villa that the charity rented for him and using charitable funds to pay for them. The charity's chief executive at the time, Barbara Stocking, allowed him to have a, quote, phased and dignified exit. This because firing him could have, quote, potentially serious implications for the charity's reputation. There are also concerns that some of these prostitutes would have been underage. MP Gavin Shuker saying, in case you're wondering, teenage girls in one of the poorest countries in the world immediately following an earthquake don't by any measure choose prostitution. One source claimed to have seen footage of one night that was like a full-on Caligula orgy, with young prostitutes even wearing Oxfam shirts. And when the firings happened, Oxfam assured the public that they were over misconduct that had nothing to do with their aid budget. Oxfam also said they reported these incidents to the Charity Commission, but the commission said they never received a final report, also saying what they did receive did not detail the precise allegations, nor did it make any indication of potential sexual crimes involving minors. The commission has also said they're asking Oxfam to review what happened and to provide them with assurance that it has learned lessons from past incidents, also that they're taking all necessary steps to ensure risks are minimized. Following that report and the statement, Oxfam said, after the investigation in 2011, we carried out a thorough review of the case, which resulted in the creation of our dedicated safeguarding team, a confidential whistleblowing hotline, and safeguarding contact point within countries as part of a package of measures to ensure that we do all we can to protect our staff, prevent sexual abuse and misconduct happening in the first place, and improve how we handle any allegations. Also adding, and this is my favorite part, our code of conduct now stipulates I will also not exchange money, offers of employment, goods, or services for sex or sexual favors. In 2011, the code only prohibited sex with beneficiaries and anyone under 18. And what I specifically love about that language is it makes me feel like at least one of the people that got in trouble was like, it wasn't specifically in the rules that we shouldn't do this. I didn't see the rules specifically that we weren't supposed to use charitable funds to get these desperate women to have sex with us. It feels like one of these guys were like, no, we were kickstarting the economy. We were creating jobs, putting money in there. But no, I think most sane human beings go, this is disgusting predatory behavior. And that's on top of the gross misuse of charitable funds and what seems to be a cover-up. Also, there's been the question of, well, if Oxfam learned about this, why didn't they go to authorities? Well, according to Oxfam's chief executive, Mark Goldring, they didn't report the incident to local authorities because they were worried about the safety of the women. That's why. Now, following all of this, the UK's Department for International Development said in a statement, we often work with organizations in chaotic and difficult circumstances. If wrongdoing, abuse, fraud, or criminal activity occur, we need to know about it immediately in full. The way this appalling abuse of vulnerable people was dealt with raises serious questions that Oxfam must answer. We acknowledge that hundreds of Oxfam staff have done no wrong and worked tirelessly for the people they serve. But the handling by the senior team about this investigation and their openness with us in the Charity Commission showed a lack of judgment. We have a zero-tolerance policy for the type of activity that took place in this instance, and we expect our partners to as well. Adding, the International Development Secretary is reviewing our current work with Oxfam and has requested a meeting with the senior team at the earliest opportunity. And that was then followed by the International Development Secretary, Penny Mordaunt, speaking on the issue Sunday.
I think it's shocking, and it doesn't matter how good the safeguarding practices are in an organisation. If that organisation does not have the moral leadership to do the right thing, and where, in particular, they have evidence of criminal activity, to pass that information to the relevant authorities, including prosecuting authorities. That's an absolute absence of leadership.
So you feel that the Oxfam failed in its moral leadership?
Yes, I do.
But oh, boys and girls, the story's not over. It appears that prostitution has been a long-standing Oxfam problem. On Sunday, an additional report came out claiming that Oxfam workers had used prostitutes in Chad in 2006. And here's the least shocking news you'll get. At the time, Van Houwermeren, same guy as Haiti, was the country director for Chad. A former Chad aid worker said they would invite the women to parties. We knew they weren't just friends with something else. The source also said that one senior staff member was fired in 2006 for misconduct relating to hiring prostitutes in Chad. Now, Oxfam would not confirm that they had records of these incidents, but did say that workers in Chad were under a strict curfew due to security concerns. And as far as what we've seen today, the deputy chief executive of Oxfam Great Britain, Penny Lawrence, has resigned from her position. And she said in a statement, "Over the last few days, we have become aware that concerns were raised about the behavior of staff in Chad as well as Haiti that we failed to adequately act upon. It is now clear that these allegations involving the use of prostitutes and which related behavior of both the country director and members of his team in Chad were raised before he moved to Haiti. As program director at the time, I am ashamed that this happened on my watch and I take full responsibility." Now, in response to these reports, Haiti's ambassador to the UK said, "We might be dealing with a pedophile ring. Prostitution is illegal and we believe they may have been underage kids." Also adding Oxfam should recognize they failed and showed a lack of leadership, adding that legal action against Oxfam was also being considered. And ultimately where we end on this story, you have Oxfam trying to minimize the problem, say it's a few bad apples. But based off of this story, it's hard to not think that this is a much bigger issue. I mean, publicly, in their annual report, there were 87 allegations of sexual abuse by staff in 2016 to 2017. But that's only about what's being talked about above the board. Former International Development Secretary Priti Patel has also said that there is a culture of denial around exploitation and sexual abuse in the aid sector. And covering the story that we just covered, it's hard not to think that the real numbers are much higher. You have people like Ronald Van Houwermeren who seemingly just went unchecked for years and years, unchecked, and when he did get in trouble, Oxfam seemingly tried to bury the story, the real meat of the story, to protect the public image of the organization. They say to protect the women, most likely to protect the funds they receive from the government. Oxfam gets around £176 million a year from the government and other public authorities. And so it will be very interesting to see what further fallout we see, whether other resignations, firing, if the government decides to pull more funding. We'll have to wait and see. And actually, I want to just pass the question off to you. What is your takeaway from this? When it comes to charities, are you very trusting? Do you often do a lot of research to see how they spend their money? What does this make you think about Oxfam in general as an entire organization? I'd love to know your thoughts. And actually, not just on this last one, the last story, the first one, anything in between, I'd love to know your thoughts today. And that's actually where I'm going to end today's show. And remember, if you liked this video, you like what I'm trying to do on this channel, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you don't miss these daily videos, which actually, if you did miss the last Philip DeFranco show, you want to catch up, click or tap right there to watch that. Or if you need something a little bit lighter, we have the brand new behind the scenes vlog today. You can click or tap right there to watch that. But that said, of course, as always, my name's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love yo faces, and I'll see you tomorrow.